world and remind you of the most greatest and most incredible hero you ever know in the human history. Today I'm in behalf of you to deliver the life, adventures, difficulties, and all the critical and indispensable moments that has happened in Nelson Mandela's life. But more importantly, you're gonna know how has he been fighting furiously his entire life for his people's freedom. So, when he was still a child, this revolutionary man was born at the age and in the 18th of January in the year 1918 in Muso in South Africa. But I'm not going to concentrate on when, where, or how was he born, because it does not matter where he comes from or which faith does he practice. But what do really matter is difficulties, ups and downs, hardships, and all the sacrifices that he has made because of his people's freedom. So, when he was at the age of 41, he was one of the greatest young men in the history of the human. And he was a young boy when he lost his father. His father died, and after that he was raised by the king of Muso, who was a great friend of his father. And this was the people's misery and the excellence of whites that has tempted him to spend 30 years of living in a small and dirty prison. I can never say it enough how much afflictions has he confronted in this way. Because freedom is tough, and of course the path toward it is tougher. And he is also never regretful of what he has done during the past years. And he says if this calamity or catastrophe repeats once again, he is ready, and full of heartedly, he is ready to march this way over and over and over again. So, when he was at the age of 71, finally, occasionally he was released from that small dirty cell. And after 30 years of living in a small dirty cell, he was released at the age of 71. But the termination of his trial is not an end to segregation or discrimination in the country. I know he was sent to jail due to his beliefs and thoughts of dignity and equality. And that was the only crime he has committed. Is that really called a crime? Of course not. That was his belief of having a free country where everybody should be counted according to their contents of the character, but not according to their appearance. That is what always Martin Luther King said, and he tried and strived for this day almost his entire life also. So, and finally, he says that his trial, or the termination of his trial, is not an end to segregation, because when he was released, by the time he was released, the genuine and civic demonstration began. This momentum decree came as a great beacon light of hope for millions of Negro slaves who has been long severed by the chains of discrimination and manacles of segregation. And that was perfectly hard, but he is also never regretful. So many of you are maybe puzzling and thinking or considering, why am I saying this for you? But you know what I said? Because these wishes are deeply rooted in my own future. And for most people who are scoffing me while I'm saying I'm going to be the next president of Afghanistan, they are making fun out of my ideas. And this should be a great evidence that that slave who one day was not able to go to school, and whites has prevented him from going to school, which was a real honor for him, and he could not do it, is turned out to be the president of the greatest and most powerful country in the human history. So I tell you this because nothing is impossible. You can achieve whatever you want. Everyone can achieve their ideals in life. But if they work tirelessly, and he was the one who spent 30 years of life just because of his freedom, almost his entire life, he has got nothing else. But he never get disappointed. He wanted to release his people from that slavery, and finally he was able to help that people, that poor people, to evolve from the deepest, from the depth of depression and slavery to the pinnacle of dream, hope, and happiness. So I am saying this because I also want one day to release my people from this ignorance which are now they are facing to. And that is why I'm struggling and striving every day. Maybe it seems simple, but I have great self-confidence and I will move with this forward no matter what comes on the way. And finally, I want to tell you that there is nothing can prevent you from achieving your ideals except yourself, who creates limitation and constraints that does not allow you to move forward and get that dream which you have been seeking and you have been thinking about it almost for many years. And that's all I have to do for you today. And you young generation, I'm sure can have some effects and great affections on everything that has happened in this country, because you're the young generation and I do believe that you can change this society. So let's put together our hands and form this country a better place for living. Why are we waiting? We have got everything. There is no better chance than this. So thank you.